Hello and welcome to Dr. Anima Upadhyay's Chemistry in Technology and Chemistry Lab videos. In this video, we will learn the questions and answers that could be asked to you on cloud and pore point. But before we start the exam preparation, let me remind you to please subscribe to my channel if you have not done it so far, and also to share this video among your friends. Now, if you're performing an experiment on cloud and pore point apparatus in the lab, or the questions in the theory paper is being asked on the cloud and pore point, the first question that could be asked to you is define cloud point, or what is cloud point? And your answer will be the temperature at which an oil under test on gradual cooling becomes cloudy or hazy in appearance, and this temperature is called its cloud point. So here the word cooling is very important. You have to cool down the oil. What is defined as the pore point? So the temperature at which the lubricating oil ceases to flow or stops flowing, that is, it loses its fluidity, and this temperature is called as its pore point. Name the apparatus employed for the determination of cloud and pore point. The apparatus for determination of cloud and pore point is called cloud and pore point apparatus. What does cloud and pore point in an oil indicate? It is an indicator of presence of percentage of paraffins in the lubricating oil under test. Why the cloud point of an oil be determined? Why should we determine the cloud point of an oil? The cloud point signifies initiation of precipitation of paraffins present in the oil. That is the beginning of precipitation of paraffins that are present in the given oil sample. As a result of which, the precipitation, the oil loses its transparency and its deterioration as lubricant begins. Therefore, it is a measure of determining the suitability of an oil as a lubricant under cold conditions. Why working temperature of the machine should be higher than the cloud point? If the working temperature is higher than the cloud point of the oil, the paraffins present in the oil will not precipitate. So, the working temperature of the machine should be higher than the cloud point of the oil, and this can be known by determining the cloud point. So why pore point of an oil be determined? At pore point, the oil solidifies and stops flowing completely. That is, it loses its lubricating property absolutely. This is the reason the pore point should be determined. State the significance of determination of cloud and pore point. Cloud and pore point of an oil indicates about the percentage of paraffins present in the oil, and the paraffins are undesirable. So, a higher cloud and pore point shows high percentage of paraffin, which is highly undesirable. A lower cloud and pore point indicates low paraffin content in the oil, and this is desirable for the machines working under cold conditions. Therefore, it is recommended to predetermine cloud and pore point of an oil before applying it to a machine working at low temperatures. Why paraffins are not desirable in the lubricants? Paraffins, they tend to precipitate as the temperature falls below a critical point. Thus, the oils having high percentage of paraffins will lose their property of fluids and will fail to act as lubricants at these critical temperatures. And they are not desirable in the oil. Because due to the presence of paraffins at lower temperatures, they will precipitate, deteriorating the oil as lubricants. What are the main parts of cloud and pour point apparatus? There are three important parts in the apparatus. The glass tube in which the lubricating oil is taken, the cooling bath in which the freezing mixture is kept, and two thermometers, one to measure the temperature of the oil and the other to measure the temperature of the cooling mixture. Does the cloud and pour point be close to each other? The pour point should ideally be 6 to 7 degrees centigrade lower than the cloud point. Does the cloud and pour point of a lubricant same or close to the working temperature of the machines? The cloud and pour point should be reasonably lower than the working temperatures of the machine to prevent the oil from getting deteriorated as lubricants. What are the units to express cloud and pour point? Cloud and pour point are temperatures, and therefore they are expressed in terms of degree Fahrenheit or degree centigrade. In the labs, we generally use degree centigrade, that is centigrade temperature thermometer. How the temperature is controlled in the apparatus? The temperature is maintained in the apparatus using freezing mixture. What is the commonly used freezing mixture in the apparatus? The commonly used freezing mixture is ice along with the common salt, that is sodium chloride, NaCl. What are various freezing mixtures? State the temperature that these mixtures can maintain in the apparatus. The various freezing mixtures along with the temperature are mixture of ice and water, which makes the temperature of the bath around 10 degrees centigrade, mixture of ice and salt, that is common salt, NaCl, which brings the temperature to around minus 12 degrees centigrade, mixture of ice and calcium chloride brings the temperature down to minus 26 degrees centigrade, and mixture of solid carbon dioxide with acetone can maintain the temperature down to minus 56 degrees centigrade. Explain the working of the apparatus with the help of a label diagram. So here is the neatly drawn label diagram, and the working of the apparatus can be explained seeing this diagram, that the oil under test is dehydrated to remove the moisture. If it is present in the oil, then it is filtered and it is taken in the flat bottomed tube. Then a thermometer is inserted in this oil with the help of this cork. There is a hole in this cork through which the thermometer is inserted in the flat bottomed tube containing the oil. The tube is then placed in the jar containing the cooling mixture, and there is a gap between the jar containing the cooling mixture and the flat bottom tube, and this is called the air jacket, so that the moisture should not attack the flat bottom tube containing the oil. So as the cooling proceeds, the temperature of the oil falls, and this is recorded with the help of another thermometer which is placed in the cooling mixture. The tube is then withdrawn at intervals to examine the oil, to check if the oil is losing the transparency, and note down the temperature against the observation recorded. So the temperature at which the oil becomes cloudy or hazy, that is, it loses its transparency, is recorded as the cloud point. It is again kept back in the cooling mixture so that the temperature falls further down, and the temperature at which the oil becomes solid, that is, it loses its flowing property is recorded as its pour point, and the temperatures are recorded in degrees centigrade. So what precautions should be taken while determining the flash and fire point? While performing this experiment, the precautions that are taken are that the oil should be dehydrated. There should not be any moisture content present in the oil. It is filtered to remove any impurities that are suspended in it, and then it is subjected to testing. The tube in which the oil is taken should be thoroughly cleaned and it should be dried. The freezing or the cooling mixture which is chosen to perform the experiment should be chosen carefully to get accurate cloud and pour point. And the tube containing the oil should be immediately placed in the cooling mixture after recording the observation. So these are the questions which are most probably asked during your exams, whether it is theory exam or your lab exam. Prepare well. All the best. Thanks for watching this video till end. Don't forget to share this video among your friends, and don't forget to like the video. Press the like button and check the important links in the description box. Take care of yourself.